Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa. We are currently working on journal cover toppers for Studio 28E Journal Creations. We've done 3 so far. We'll go over it really quickly. I did make a few little adjustments. So here I added just a little bit of a cutout. That was our first. We worked with cardboard and some napkins. Sorry about that. This was our second. We created a little tag out of a card. And I did add the little tab here and this dangle. I added the word journal. I also extended the crocheted trim with the beads and added some more white behind. And then the third one was using a coin envelope that we cut down to hold a tag. I added the lace to the top of the tag, and I also added the fabric roses. Okay, so the next one, number 4, I said I was going to work on a type of a garden, and I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and I think I came up with a way that I like. So I hope you will join me in our adventure, and let me know what you think. I'd really like to hear your words. Okay, let's get started. I'll go over first the pieces that I have. I found an image of a wall and pastel colored floor, which I really liked. I chose a garden image and a statue image, an urn, which I in Photoshop added a bunch of flowers to. I also backed it with some foam to raise it up a little bit. So my plan, if it all comes together, I also have this window, which I added some acetate to the back too. All right. Now, the first thing I am going to do is get the background taken care of. Now, this is just plain matte photo paper. I made, the other day I made up homemade texture paste. I ran out, so of course you have to make more because we don't want to pay the huge prices. 3/4 cup plaster Paris, 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch, which I used a cornstarch body powder. 1/2 of a cup of white glue, 1/2 of a cup of white acrylic paint, and I always add the 1 tube of like hole patch, nail hole patch that you use for your wall. I like the smoother texture that it gives, and I'll show you the consistency that I get. Hopefully you can see that all right. And we're going to work with that today. I spent some time, I printed the image out again and spent some time, and as you can see, I cut out all of the bricks. So my plan, let's get this lined up here with the image below. I've also taken a pencil and drawn the outer line of the window and an inner line of the window. So this is another cutout. This will raise up the window just a little bit. So I've cut that out. So I know that I need to follow those lines. Make sure this is lined up. Okay, and what I'm going to do is start by adding paste. And I'm going to try to follow that window. So bear with me. This is going to get a little tedious, so I will go ahead and speed this up. Okay, we are dry enough to continue working with. The next step, I am going to cut the center of the window out. Now, I had already drawn the lines for the layer, so I'm just going to follow those lines. Check and make sure here. And we're right about there. And there we go. Okay, window is cut. There's that portion. The next will be to help raise up the window a little bit. It is 2 layers thick with the photo paper and the acetate, but I wanted it to raise up just a little bit more. There. I think that looks awesome. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to coat with a little bit of gesso, and then we're going to go ahead and re-distress it. And I'm just using an old Daler Rowney from Walmart that I purchased many moons ago. Okay, we're going to have to be real careful here. I just basically want to tone down some of those ink lines. Making sure I don't hit the floor. I don't want any gesso on the floor. Now the fun part will be when I try to figure out how I'm going to put a curtain on this. Not quite sure how that's going to work out. If what in my head happens on the image, then we'll be golden. All right. I like that so far. Just a little bit more of that shadow gone. And just brighten it up just a little bit more. Okay. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and dry this. All right, gesso's all dry. Now I am going to start adding the pieces. And I am just going to use our glitter glue. I love the tip on this, the fine tip. Ah, okay. Get that set. I am going to put this under a book so it will flatten out. Oh, sorry. Hopefully I won't put my head in the way again today. There. Oh, that raised it up nice. Perfect. Let's get that pressed down. And if you're wondering what this is, it is a silicone spreader that I got from Harbor Freight, and it's used for doing Bondo. But I absolutely love it because it cleans up really nice. Okay. Our window is set. Let's see if you can see that. Let's see. I don't know if you can see the texture. All right, perfect. Now remember, I had set foam on this just to raise it up, and this is going to go about here. So I'm going to go ahead and set that, and then we will add our garden. All I'm using is the art glitter glue again. Oops. That down just a little bit till it sets. Now a lot of prep went into this. I did size things and pre-cut, of course, the stencil. That took me a little bit of time, but from the looks of it, absolutely love it. Let's get that bent a little bit. All right. Now the magic. Before we set that, we're going to find the right spot for her. Excuse my reaching. Because I want her face framed. See, that's going to go about there. Yeah, right about there. go ahead and get her set down. I thought about raising her up a little bit, but I liked her just the way she was. All right, now I'm going to line this. Make sure I have her face framed. And there we have it. Now Sheila Gingerich had put for sale the silk. So now I have to work that out. So bear with me just a few minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get set with getting this curtain up. I'm not going to be putting a curtain rod or anything like that, but I am going to bunch this up here and then we'll work our way up and over. And I am going to use fabri-tac for this. Sorry, forgot to put the pin back in the art glitter glue. And I'm just going to accordion fold it. I think I'm concentrating too much again. I'm forgetting to speak. I don't normally talk when I craft, so please bear with me. It is very difficult trying to remember. Get a few more of those folds there. And the top part, I think, well, the original plan was to kind of use this and see how that turned out. So let's try it. Can always take it off if we don't like it. This was actually from a clip that we used to wear a lot in the 80s. Oop, did I just date myself? We used them to bunch up the sweaters in the back. Shirts or sweaters. Oh, I like that. Make sure that's good and set. Sorry, I feel like I'm fumble fingers, but I always feel like that when I'm working with the Sari silk. It's just so delicate. And then I'm going to bunch this side up again. Make sure that baby stays. And I'll probably tack a little bit here too. Make sure I get this set first. Fabri-tac dries pretty quickly, but you still have to make sure it's got a good connection. Okay. I think I'm going to grab a clip. All right, now I have a little bit more freedom. Go ahead and gather this portion up. Now I want to make sure some of that sticks up over the top. Hopefully my head's not been in the way. After the other video, I stuck a chair in front of my desk so I would know not to stick my head too far forward, but I may have forgotten and gone too far. So I do apologize for that. And let's get this one glued down. Oops. It's a little too much there. And I'm going to trim that so it's shorter. We'll trim it long, and then if we don't like it, we'll trim it so it's shorter. I'm going to go ahead and grab another clip. And if anybody's noticed, the rosettes also have olive green ribbon, which I love. Okay, trimming here. Now the question is, shall we leave it and just tack it? I think we are going to. Oh. There. What do you guys think? Her down just a little bit more. I don't want the glue to seep too much into the silk. There we go. I'm going to move this. There we go. And the last piece, I'll clean off my glue bottle. The last piece will go on the top. You can still see the hot glue that they used to attach to the clips. That one's set. There. So you can still see a little bit of the texture of the wall. I'm going to tuck this one under. Oh, bear with me while I fiddle a little bit more. There we go. How is everybody doing on their toppers? I know Helen had done some test runs, which were gorgeous. Thank you, Helen, for doing that. And the last little touch up right here on the edge. Now, let's see how we did. And our cover over, let's remove the clip. Remember, this was our notebook, the olive greens, which I love. And these are my papers I filled it with. I added the pink, which I brought out in the floor and in some of the flowers. And there we go. There is number 4 journal cover, Viewing the Garden. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you.